Apparently, we might be getting Blackout too. If you're fairly new to Call of Duty, you might not know what Blackout is, and for those of you who are, Blackout was the original Call of Duty Battle Royale. Generally, Blackout was just a lot simpler, it's not confirmed or anything, it's just rumors. There has been a lot of talk about it though, and it's getting a mixed reaction from the community. I'm here to talk about how Blackout 2 replacing Warzone 5 might be a better option than actually having Warzone 5. Let's begin with the fact that Blackout was a lot more beginner friendly. Blackout overall was just a lot simpler as a whole compared to Warzone. And by beginner friendly, I mean that Blackout was a lot more forgiving overall, to newer players especially. So if you were new to the game, you'd be able to jump in and have a relatively fun time. In Warzone, you've got to really work it up there. In Warzone, you've really got to learn a bunch of different skills to be good, and then you can start enjoying the game. Now, when it comes to the skill gap, Blackouts was there, but it didn't feel impossible to overcome. You could outplay people without needing to master 10 movement mechanics or memorize 50 different guns. Warzone, especially post-MW 2019, became sweaty fast, and it's only gotten worse. Everyone's trying to be the YouTube no-scope montage star, the TikTok movement demon. Then there's the visual style, and this one's underrated. Blackout wasn't just simpler in gameplay, it looked different too. It was brighter, cleaner, and easier to read. The HUD was clean. You could spot players without squinting through 15 layers of post-processing blur. Warzone's gritty, realistic style makes everything feel the same. The maps are darker, there's more clutter, and sometimes it just feels harder to see. If Blackout 2 brings a more stylized, readable look, that's already a win in my book. Speaking of looks, let's talk about setting and map design. Blackout took place in a kind of near-future Cold War world, not sci-fi but not stuck in the present either. If the rumors are true, Call of Duty 2025 is going for that same Black Ops 2 style vibe, a 2030s future setting that's techy but grounded. That could actually be really cool. Plus, the original Blackout map was a mashup of classic maps like Firing Range, Nuketown Island, and more. It had nostalgia, but was laid out in a way that made the whole thing feel cohesive. Warzone maps, especially recently, feel overly complicated and cluttered. You land somewhere and it's just boxes and ladders and windows everywhere. Then there's the weapon system. Blackout had attachments you had to find and swap out. You didn't just call in a fully kitted loadout with metaguns 2 minutes into the game. You had to work with what you had, which made early game fights more intense and creative. Sure, some people hated the inventory system, but honestly, I kinda liked it. It felt like you were surviving and scavenging, not just waiting to press the buy loadout button and play team deathmatch in Verdansk for the next 20 minutes. Competitiveness wise, Blackout was way more casual friendly, but that doesn't mean it didn't have skill expression. It just wasn't centered around who had the most TikTok movement tech, it was more about positioning, awareness, and mid-range gunfights. Warzone shifted the entire genre towards fast-paced, arcade-style BR gameplay, which a lot of people love, but it also pushed away players who just wanted to chill, squat up, and have a good time without getting annihilated by some guy in a bunny suit doing slide hops. So yeah, I don't think Blackout 2 is a bad idea at all. In fact, I think it could be exactly what the franchise needs, a return to form, something a little slower, a little simpler, but still fun. But of course, that's if they don't mess it up. Now, to be fair, Warzone did improve on a lot of things. Let's not act like Blackout was perfect, because it wasn't. First off, gunplay. Warzone's shooting mechanics, especially in MW 2019 and MW2, feel way more polished than Blackout ever did. The guns have weight, recoil feels satisfying, and animations are smooth. Blackout, especially on console, sometimes felt a little stiff and floaty. You could tell it was a weird mix of Black Ops mechanics in a BR format. Good, but not perfect. And then there's the movement system. Now, some people hate slide cancelling and bunny hopping, but you can't deny that Warzone's movement added a skill ceiling that Blackout didn't really have. If you do want a fast-paced experience with crazy outplays, Warzone delivers. It gave players a way to really master movement and punish sloppy players, and some people love that. Warzone also nailed the weapon customization and loadout system. Say what you want, but being able to build your exact gun with the exact attachments you like and call it in mid-match, that's a game changer. It made the game feel personal, like you had your own kit, your own identity in how you played. In Blackout, you were stuck with whatever you found, which could be fun, but also random and frustrating. It really just comes down to what kind of player you are. And the Gulag, Warzone's 1v1 second chance system, was genius. It kept players engaged, gave you a shot at redemption, and created those tense clutch moments. In Blackout, if you died early, that was it. Back to the lobby, no comeback. Some people prefer that, sure, but the Gulag kept games alive and interesting. Also, Warzone had some insane live events and seasonal updates. People always complained about the bugs and file sizes, but the map evolutions, Halloween events, and big in-game moments kept the community talking. Blackout never really got that level of support, it kinda just existed until it got overshadowed. So yeah, Warzone definitely did things better. Gunplay, movement, weapon customization, the Gulag, all massive W's that pushed battle royales forward. But over time, all of that started getting weighed down by broken metas, aggressive monetization, and just pure burnout. So yeah, both Blackout and Warzone had their strengths. Blackout was slower, more tactical, and focused on survival. Warzone brought faster gunplay, smoother movement, and more customization. Honestly, I think a perfect battle royale would take pieces from both, but we all know Activision's track record. Anyway, I wanna know what you think. Would you rather have a slower, simpler, Blackout-style battle royale again, or do you prefer the faster, more competitive Warzone experience? Drop a comment, let me know what side you're on, and if you think Blackout 2 could actually fix anything, or if it's just a nostalgia trap. If you did enjoy the video, please drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. Anyway, I will see you in the next one.